Oh, well, 5:30 in the morning. I've been actually up since 3. I didn't sleep well. I My leg was bothering me. It's like that restless leg, but it's not exactly a restless leg. My leg gets cold, and of course everybody tries to tell me that it's uh, circulation problem, but doctor says I don't have circulation problem. Probably has something to do with the um, fibromyalgia. But anyway, I've been awake. I tried to lay back down again, and legs started again. I mean, once I get up, I can still feel it there, but it's not as bad. So, but it takes a while for my body, and I don't wake up uh, just all bright and cheery like I did in my younger years, and I don't know what happened. I think this uh, time of my life started. I don't know. Actually, started when I was in Florida, somewhere around 2016. It was after us leaving Ohio, and my brother and my sister, the two that was left. We had just lost two other sisters. Um, one passed because of vascular dementia, and the other one had been sick all of her life. She was born with a hole in her heart, but that was supposed to have been repaired, but apparently it wasn't. But um, she just kept getting sicker and sicker, and so I'm probably just rambling today about anything and everything that's on my mind. Uh, but usually when I get up in the mornings, it takes me a long time for my eyes to adjust, and dry eyes, dry mouth. And I was tested for Sjogren's. That's an autoimmune disease, and I refuse to go any further with it. I mean, what can they do for it? It's all in the matter of what I'm eating. I know it is, and what's going on in the uh, air and everything. But but anyway, my sister, she didn't really take. Well, none of us really ever took good care of our bodies because we weren't taught. You have to be taught these things when you're growing up. We didn't brush our teeth. Mom didn't enforce that or anything. So that's why my teeth are. I have no teeth. Um, and my youngest sister. No, it wasn't my youngest sister. Next, this, me, my sister, me, my one sister, and my third sister. She's the one that had a hole in her heart, and um, I don't know how to explain her. She was a complainer. She was a Well, we all complained, but some more than others. But that's how we grew up. That's what we were taught. So, but anyway, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia in 1995. Uh, I was living with a fella at the time, and or I don't know. No, I had married him. I had married him, and it wasn't my children's father, but um, anyway, in 1995, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, Didn't have to do a bunch of tests. The doctor just knew. But I really wasn't having all that much problems then. And but as time went on, then the excruciating pain all over. Just and I'd be sitting in a doctor's office or someplace, and you know how they'll have the carpet on the floor, and I would be so fatigued and so exhausted. I could have just went over there and crawled underneath one of the coffee tables and went to sleep. But there were times it was really hard, and then the only thing that when it would flare up that would help me was Advil gel caps. So, but anyway, that was a diagnosis, and I lived through all of that. I mean, I didn't have great big episodes of it, um, and then when I had back surgery, I there was a time in my life I could do various things. I was young, you know. All of us can do things when we're young, and everybody else in the family was doing flips, and I decided to try to flip, and I came down on my back and back my neck, and I couldn't move for a little bit. They had to help me up and get me into the house, but I don't know. 15 years later, me and my daughter's in Arizona, and we're riding our bikes to the store, and all of a sudden, I felt this snap in the groin, and uh, that's when that started, and that went on and on and on and on, and I didn't think nothing of it, and then one day I just started dragging my leg, and long story short, I had crushed a disc that day, and I um, did the flip, and I had to go in and have back surgery, and um, they thought I'd never walk again. But I guess I fooled them. The thing of it is, see, they didn't tell me that I wasn't supposed to walk again. And I guess that's that saying that where you can use that saying that says, "What you don't know won't hurt you." All right. Well, see, if they'd have told me I was never going to walk again, maybe I would have never walked again. But since I didn't know, I just assumed that I was going to walk again. I had to learn how to walk all over again. I had to learn to do everything all over again because that disc had wore a hole in my spinal cord. So it was a long process. They made a body cast for me, and it was made out of plastic, and it was like a breastplate and a back plate, and I would have to put it on with Velcro, and I could lay in bed at night with it off, but every time I had to get up to go to the bathroom, well, I have to put it back on. But I was staying with my mom at the time, and she helped me out. And um, poor woman, I don't know how old she was at the time, in her 50s, 60s, just turning 60 or something. No, maybe a little older than that, but she passed at 69, and so I had to learn how to walk all over again. Had to learn how to go to the bathroom all over again. They're just a bunch of different things. So, but anyway, um, I had to deal with that pain, but the fibromyalgia just kept getting worse and worse, and um, I was beginning to think there for a while because it would happen when it got hot out. My body had ached and hurt all over, and so anyway, that's that, and it seems to have gotten worse. And then if I was actually diagnosed with Sjogren's, it's autoimmune syndrome, that might be a lot of the other pain that I have, and why I can't walk. And And then, of course, they say I have bone on bone with my knees, and they said I had to have shots before they could do the surgery. Well, I did. My brother went with me that day, and we did the shots, and I'll never do it again. Never do it again. That was the most painful. That was worse than having a baby. Well, worse, maybe somewhere around the same kind of pain. I don't know, but it was horrible. And I screamed. I know that everybody out in that office, out in the waiting room and everything could hear me. But here's the thing. Your insurance won't pay for a surgery unless you've went through a multiple number of those shots. So there you go. And if it don't do any good, then what's the point? And all that money that's being spent, it was 500. It was 500 and some dollars that the insurance company paid for me to have 2 shots. But anyway, that's what it is. And here's the thing. If you don't learn to accept it, it'll never go away. You'll never get find a solution for it. So, and then the Sjogren's, I won't go. I won't go do any more tests for that because I've already did enough research on it to know that the people have to take all kinds of medicine, and my body does not do well with medicine, and I do not do well with going through trial and error, to finding out what would work and what don't work, and then the side effects. So I'm working on trying to um, get my body to live in peace and harmony with my spirit and my heart, get my mind, my spirit, and my heart all on the same page, and then it'll line up the body. But it is what it is, and I try to accept it. I try not to focus on it. I try not to talk about it. But sometimes you do have to talk about it because people ask you. You know, they'll say, "Well, it's horrible getting old, isn't it?" Well, it's not because I'm old. It's because of this or that. And so I try to limit how I speak about it. So what you think about and what you talk about is either going to make your life better or it's going to make it worse. And Jesus even said that. Paul even said that. I mean, I can, you know, and I try to go by these what you know, some of this stuff comes from the Bible, and most of it really comes from the Bible and what Jesus said and what Paul, Apostle Paul, and Philip. I can't say it. Philippians talk about, you know, uh, and a lot of religious people, which I'm not religious, and I will follow Jesus' teachings, which his real name was Yeshua because the Hebrew text when he was around didn't have a J in the alphabet. So Yeshua was his name. So, but anyway, in talking about what you're thinking about and stuff like that, and said you're supposed to meditate and think on good things. Um, Paul says, think on whatever is true, whatever is worthy of reverence and honorable and seemly, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely and lovable, whatever is kind and winsome and gracious. If there is any virtue and excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think on and weigh and take account of these things. Fix your minds on them. And whether you're a Christian, whether you're a religious, and you go to church or whatever, first of all, most people that say they are Christians and they follow the Christianity religion, they say that that's what they are. But there's so many out there that they're not thinking good. They're not thinking on all these things that I just read. Now, so this will work for anybody. You don't have to be religious. You don't have to be a Christian. It'll work for anybody. That if you think on good things and follow the love. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is never hurtful. That I don't have that on hand right now, but love gives. Love is an action word, and so if you're thinking on good things and whatever is kind and all that kind of good stuff and gracious and think on good things. And that's what I try to do. They say not to look back on the past, but I do use things from the past to make me feel good in any given moment that I'm feeling really horrible and I'm feeling like I can't go on. So I will take an episode, and a lot of people might say, well, you shouldn't be thinking about that. Well, there are certain episodes in my life, in my past, that made me happy, made me feel good. And if it can make me feel good today, then I'm going to think on it so that I can raise my, and a lot of people call it vibes, a frequency, energy, to feel better about my life and about myself, so I can get to the next day. So, like I said, this thinking on good things is not just for Christians. It's in the Bible. It's just not for Christians because, like say for instance, now this is from Louise Hay. The power is within you. Okay, like excuse me. When you wake up in the morning, do you curse the fact that you got to go to work? Do you complain about the weather? Do you grumble that your head hurts? And what is the second thing and the third thing you think or say? Do you yell at the kids to get up? Most people say more or less the same thing every morning. How does what you say start your day? Is it positive and cheerful and wonderful, or is it whining and condemning? If you grumble and complain and moan, you're setting yourself up for such a day. So start listening to what you're saying, because then you're going to see what you're thinking about. You're going to see what's really in your heart, because the Bible also says, and I'm not sure whether it's Proverbs. Yeah, it's Proverbs. As a man thinketh, so goes he. So, uh, the, if you hear a negative story, don't go around repeating it to everyone. And so, and then, so what are your thoughts just before you go to bed? Are they powerful, healing thoughts or poverty, worry thoughts? So it don't only mean about the lack of money. It can mean a negative way of thinking about anything in your life, any part of your life that is not flowing freely. Do you worry about tomorrow? And are you aware that when you sleep, you are doing a lot of clearing that will prepare you for the next day? So you've heard the saying, um, oh, how do they say it? Every morning. Oh no, that's not it. It's a fresh start every morning. So you like, okay, I'm having this issue of sleeping, right? Now I can get up and grumble about that and grumble about that, but I can accept it and try to find some good things uh, in it all, and start my day out on a good note without grumbling and worrying about why do I feel this way and stuff. So um, this whole deal about how you think and what you think about, um, it works for everybody. It just don't work. You don't have to just be a what they call a born again Christian for it to work. Jesus didn't say that. He didn't say, well, this will only work for people that are born again and Christians. Well, he wasn't into the. He was just there to teach. He didn't form religions and stuff like that. So um, that that's just how, that's. I'm just going on Jesus' teachings, and some of these other people are also. Just because now this lady here, she does teach about Jesus and the Creator and stuff like that. So does Rhonda Brim. A lot of these people that people are saying is New Age crap and witchcraft, that's not true. Because Jesus taught it. Now, if you want to call Jesus a witchcraft or Yeshua, and then I guess that's your prerogative. But uh, Yeshua also taught, and there's 4 times in John, ask me anything, and I'll give it to you. He also said in Mark 11, say to that mountain, be thou removed, and if you believe, it'll obey you. He also told the Sadducees and the Pharisees, haven't I told you that ye all are gods? It wasn't just him. He was he was just the example of what we were supposed to be. And he said, greater things than I do, you will do. So, but anyway, that's what I'm what I'm trying to live. And like I said, I was raised in church, Nazarene church, but they didn't teach all these things. I started learning these things, listening and watching and studying along with some of the bigger, um, well-known preachers and pastors, and I'm not going to mention any names because I'm not going to listen to any negative talk. And if I get negative talk on here about all this, then I either won't address your comment, I won't even put a heart on it, or like, or nothing. If I do not condemn or cut down anybody's religion, because that's the way they were raised, and I understand that. But once you know that we were made in the image of God, the Creator, and that's what Jesus was trying to teach us, that so we could be co-creators with the Creator. So we could create our lives along with all the other havoc that's going on to live a good, profitable life here on this planet. So, and to be like Him, be like her, whatever you want to call it, the universe, God, Creator. I call my Creator. And but anyway, I would love to be able to sleep like some people do. I mean, I have one sister left, and she can lay down in the middle of the day and just fall asleep like nothing. I have a brother that can do that, but not me. I have to be so ill and so exhausted that if I lay down, I'll fall asleep. And but I don't really like doing that, because for some reason or another, I don't like missing anything. I don't want to miss one little minute of my life. But if I can sleep at night, that would be good. That would be great. But I don't know. I sit here and contemplate, and when I get up in the mornings, no matter what time it is, I sit and contemplate about what my day is going to be. I look back on my past, and remember things that need to be healed in my life, and things that I can let go of, and or things that I want to hold on to. And sometimes it can be painful. It can get very painful when I think about the last dog that I lost. He was a companion of Sassy's, and she's 95, so she don't run and play. I mean, she every once in a while she'll get excited after coming in from outside, and she'll jump at me like as if she wants me to play with her and stuff like that. And, I'm just here, waiting and knowing that my life is going to get better, and uh, I don't know when that is, and I try not to. I mean, I watch what's going on in the world, and then if I see that that's not anything I want, then I try to use these concepts to make my world, my reality, the way I want it. And with the Creator's help and the imagination that was given to all of us, then I write it down what I want, I make a note of it, and then I work towards that. So, but I've went on long enough. It's almost 30 minutes long, and I just wanted to. It's rough for me in the mornings. I got a lot of gook in my eyes because of the dry eyes and stuff, and my face is more wrinkled in the mornings than it is the rest of the day, and it's everything. Everything is just not the way I'd like it to be in my face and in my body. But like I said, you got to accept it and don't complain about it. If you complain, you'll remain. And if you resist, it'll persist. just as plain and simple. And I wish that um, the that I understood the 12 laws of the universe a lot more than I do. And I'm going to print them off. I did go out and get myself a tower computer and a monitor so that I could do that kind of stuff, and another printer. Now, I had given my computer to my daughter, and she's been using it for her nephew to do schoolwork and stuff on. Um, and I got rid of the printer because they shut down my ability to use my ink. And that's what happens. When you go online and you get all the apps and all the everything that you got to have, they can control that. And that is one of the reasons that I'm um, wanting to live in a tiny house and live as tiny as I can and be able to be self-sufficient, so I don't have to allow the outside world telling me what I have to do and what I can't do, and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I'll print them off, and then I'll I'll be able to study them more. But I've been thinking about um, doing something like some of the other YouTubers do. They have a newsletter that they put out, and people that want a newsletter um, send me an email, and I send it to them to their emails. So, and that's something I got to learn to do. Now, I can write. I'm a good writer. I'm thinking about, I want to get back to writing my book. And I got that, like I said, I got that ebook on Amazon called The Great Intelligence, Humanity, um, I Am That I Am. So, anyway, I'm going to let you go. And this was just a rambling talk, just a little bit about myself, and trying to keep myself awake. Well, I will stay awake. If I get too tired, I'll want to go back in and go to bed, and then my leg will start bothering me, and I don't want that. So if you think you can, if you believe you can, or if you believe you can't, you're right. And that's from Henry Ford. And Wayne Dyer says, change your thinking and you'll change your life. And that's one of the things that I was talking about this morning. Think on good things. Don't think about what's going on in the world out there. Know that it's there, and how you want to plan your life around that so you're not getting involved in all of that. Um, and be intentional. Think clearly. Think with love in your heart when you're thinking to uh, redefine your life around what's going on out there that you don't want to be involved in it. So you have a great day. I'm going to have a great day. Love y'all. So long.